So a rectangular shape has a length and a width. A new one is created using a scale factor of 3/2. State that scale factor, right, because we know this is the scale factor, stated as a percentage. You divide and multiply it by 100, so that'd be 150%. 1 mark. Calculate the new length. So if you wanted the new length, you just go k is equal to, the new length is up here, the original length goes here, you cross multiply and divide, length is equal to 22.5 centimeters. So that's worth 1 mark. Calculate the new width. Again, we would go 3/2 is equal to the width of the new. We know the width of the original. You cross multiply and divide. You show me some work, of course. And this gives you 3 centimeters. So 1 mark for that. How much greater will the new area be? I want you to think, if you're talking areas, k squared times bigger. Okay? If that's something that we kind of explored yesterday. If you compare the areas, there'll be k squared, right? There'll be a relationship of k squared between them. So it's basically 3/2 squared, which is 9/4. Okay? It doesn't say what is the new area, it just says how much greater will it be. Emphasis on greater. Okay? How much greater will the volume be? And you know what? I understand now why you were puzzled by this one. But it would be k cubed times bigger. If you're comparing volumes, it'd be k cubed. But a lot of you are saying there's no height here. Like, how come is this a 3D shape? I understand that. And so we're not gonna include this in our total. We're not gonna include this one in our total, but it would be 3/2 to the power of 3. So 3 to the 3 is 27. 2 to the 3 is 8. This much times bigger for the area and the volume, so it'd be 27/8 times larger. You can turn that into a decimal if you wanted to. But we're not going to include 5 because what's going on here, right? It's a flat shape. All of a sudden there's a volume to it, like what's going on. But you didn't need to actually figure out the volumes because you have your scale factor. So 1 to 4 so far, every question is worth 1 mark. So let's go to 9. We're going to skip true or false. An object was enlarged by a scale factor of 3. This object's area would be 6 times larger than the original. That is false. Right? It would be 3 to the power of 2. It would be 9 times. So if you didn't have to explain, but we're talking the area, so it would be 3 squared. Scale factor squared times greater. True or false, an object was reduced by a scale factor of 3/4. So this is k. Right? The new object's volume would be 9/16 times smaller than the original. And let's try it. We're talking volumes. Volumes are affected by k cubed. So that would be 27/64, which is not 9/16. So this is also false. False and false, okay? Next, if the original shape has an area of 43 centimeters squared and the new shape has this area, what is the scale factor? So in this case, I want you to use this, right? The new divided by the original. I'll give you 1 mark if you have this set up already. If that's what you have to start, the k squared, and then those 2 numbers where they belong. And your next step would be k, you take the square root of both sides, is 688/43. And if you do a little bit of work, you're going to get 4. 4 is the answer, which is going to give you a second mark if you have 4. So question 11, I'm going to make worth 2 marks. 1 for setup, 1 for the work that gets you to the 4. They're all worth 1. Unless I tell you otherwise, everything is worth 1. If the original volume is this and the new volume is this, what's the scale factor? I'm expecting you to be like, okay, we're talking volume. The new one goes up top. The original goes at the bottom. You get 1 mark for this setup today. Okay? And then you're going to get another mark where I see you actually working this out. Taking the cube root of both sides. K ends up being, if you do this right, where is my answer here? Hold on. 12 is 0.33, right? Or 1/3. It's up to you how you answered it. I don't care. Either way is fine. So you're going to get another mark for actually solving. So this is... That's a rounding error. It's supposed to be 3.3. Yeah. So I go always check mark, and then I just put an R. It's rated R. Anyways, state a value of K that would result in a reduction. So you could do any example. I will go 1/2, or you can go 99%, or you can go K is 2/3. Hey, you could even do this one, 6/7, right? Anything that's less than 1. Anything that's less than 1 goes. Okay, so you get a mark for that. Okay, let's tally this up. Let's see what we got in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this one is worth 11 marks. Put your name and last name at the top. Okay, name and last name. And submit it, please.